Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing really, really well. Today I am going to be in the world of Salvadorada for the very first time, making a jungle adventure tiny home. I am obsessed with jungle adventure. Let it be known right now that I will be using these items forever. This pack is incredible. Oh my goodness gracious. Like I wanted to use everything in this pack on this build. I'm not even kidding. I know I'm gushing, but oh my goodness gracious. I've seen a lot of speed builds in the past where people talk about, oh, this is from Jungle Adventure, but it was never a pack that was really, super on my radar. But now that I've gotten it, I got a special bundle deal from PlayStation, so I was able to get Seasons, Spooky Stuff, and Jungle Adventure all together. Oh my god, I am obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed. I know this is old news. This is not a new pack, but oh my gosh, this pack is absolutely incredible. I will stop gushing now and I will get to the actual meat of the speed build, but I just wanted to tell you I'm obsessed. But anyway, so I'm going to be building this tiny home on the lot that is, I think it's right across from the museum. It's the tiniest little lot in that area of the world. I have not gotten a chance to play in Salvadorada yet. I've literally only done the speed build. I did have a couple of Sims come in to play test this, and while they were there, they were able to do, rent the home and all of that stuff, but I've not had a chance to delve into the jungle yet at all. So I'm so excited to start playing this pack. Oh, I'll say it one more time. It's perfect. It's amazing. I love it. But I wanted this, I didn't actually intend for this build to be solely using jungle adventure items, but it just turned out that way. I just couldn't stop using them. But I think it turns out really, really cute. I actually think this house is beautiful and I would love to take an adventure here. While I was building it, I didn't exactly think of it being a vacation home or something that Sims could just come and rent for a little while. I imagined that a single Sim lived here and that he was a researcher for just trying to figure out the culture of, ancient Salvadorada. And so I've got a lot of books in here, and that's kind of what I had in mind while I was making it. But anyway, the floor plan has essentially come together. I do a bottom, a kitchen, and a living room on the bottom floor. And then the upper loft is the living room and the bathroom, or the bedroom and the bathroom, I apologize, and a little sitting area, balcony type thing. And I wanted this to back up to a pond. I've been waiting to get Jungle Adventures so that I can make a jungle pond behind every single one of my builds because I'm obsessed with watching people make them. I think they look so cool. And because I'm obsessed with them, I spend ages going through wallpapers and flooring to go in my pond. But I end up going with sort of like a ancient stone wall pattern that we got with Jungle Adventure. And then for the bottom, I can't remember exactly what I do, but I end up going with something like muddy, I believe. And I was trying very hard to put a deck at the back of this that your Sims could put a pool ladder on and that they could go swimming in that way, but I could not get it to work. So I cut most of that out and I do end up getting rid of that little piece right there. But here I am starting to work on the pond. I use all of the plants from Jungle Adventure. Again, I'm obsessed. This pack is amazing. These plants are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm only using the ones that go on top of the pond, like the lily pads and the algae. So we're not even to the good ones yet. But this is me going into the pond and putting a bit of large rocks, and then I'll also go back to the pond and put some grass and weeds and other things in there to make it seem a little bit more remote. But I am going around the edge of the pond and putting in some plants, trying to make everything look like it kind of flows. I didn't want it to go too overboard. I probably do go over a little bit. I'm just obsessed. But I do try to make it look natural-ish, and it's just sort of this natural pond that's sitting there, and they've built this house right up next to it. So while I do end up getting rid of that back patio that I was going to have be the entrance to the pond, I do put the entrance right there next to that plant that I'm putting, those two flowers that I'm putting down right there. I put it right in the middle. So your Sim can still use it, go around to the side rather than the back, which doesn't look as great as I'd hoped it would, but it works. It's fine. I will figure out how to put those those decks in the back of homes. I've seen a lot of people building in Sulani and using those like, down steps and then you get to sort of like the back deck. And I'd really like to play with that. I just haven't figured out how to make it work in my game yet. So if anybody has any tips, please let me know. But here I am moving the plants around some more. I spend a lot of time on this pond because it's so good. I will not stop saying it. You all are just going to have to deal with it because it's so good. I love the plants in this pack. They are absolutely gorgeous. And I couldn't not use any of them. So you're going to see me a lot just sizing up some plants and putting them around and about. I probably could have cut out more of this pond, but I was kind of proud of it. So, but I'm putting a little bit of terrain paint around to make it look like the plants aren't just sticking up in the grass. And I use those bushes, like I'm not sure what they're called. I call them banana leaves, even though that's not what they're called, but those bushes with the tropical leaves on them. I use those up at the front of the house as well, and I anticipate using them a lot in the future. But I'm just putting a little bit of grass around the rocks, and then along the sides of the pond, I put some vines that I think came with... They might have come with this pack. They might also be the ones from Vampires. I can't remember. But to just kind of make it look like green algae that's growing on the side of this on the side of this pond. Excuse me. I've had such a tickle in my throat. I apologize. But I am going to move, like I said, I moved the patio to the front side right there and moved the sliding glass door. It works. I would have liked for it to be in the back, but that's no big deal. And then I put some sand leading up to the front door, and then I'm going to start moving actually inside the house, I believe, at this point. This is me fiddling with some of the exterior plants. I had so much trouble placing these plants in this build. They kept wanting to click to the stairs. I know I should have lowered the foundation, but even when I do that, I still have trouble with them not wanting to click properly. So I just kind of hide that a little bit with some plants. I kind of gave up. And then these hanging plants that we got with Jungle Adventure, oh my goodness, I can't wait to use them forever for everything. There's that one, and then there's the one with the actual flowers. I end up using both on this build, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's been a few days since I've built this, so bear with me if I can't exactly remember where I go with certain things, but just putting in a few more windows. I love those open windows as well that don't have any, like shutter lines or anything like that in them. They're really, really great. And then putting a couple of awnings on, and then I will start to move inside, I believe. I go crazy with the exterior things. I want to include everything that I can to make this build Jungle Adventure themed because it's perfect. But yeah, I am going to work on the outside a little bit. I think I start with the upper balcony with putting a few things in. Yes, I am going through some outdoor furniture to put out on that little patio sitting area. I do go with those chairs. They are from Seasons, but the color swatches that color swatch is perfect to go with all the Jungle Adventure stuff. It's great. And then I put a little table in between, and I think I put a candle on there. I kept it really simple for this outdoor space. I didn't want to overdo it with decorations because I actually wanted your sim to be able to sit out there. But anyway, so I put the little lemonade pitcher and then a plant in the corner, and that might be it. I know I put the candle on top of the lemonade pitcher, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it for the outdoor space. I might go into the patio right here. Yes, I do. I wanted to use that square umbrella that came with Seasons because it's so pretty, but I thought it was a little bit off. I didn't think it worked for as small of a patio as I've got, so I go with that orange umbrella, and then I place those chairs around also from Jungle Adventure. I don't keep them. I end up going with something else a little bit later. I think at the end of the build, I go back and I switch them out for something that's a little bit more outdoor. I realized that those chairs are match an indoor couch, so I end up using one in the living room, and I didn't want to have the same ones. But fixing the patio a little bit, moving things around. I didn't want to go too crazy with the patio. I just wanted to be someplace where your sim can sit and cook and just kind of relax in it. But I wanted them mainly to use the pond. I also put a few of those cracks, I don't know if you noticed, on the side of the building from Vampires to kind of make it look old. I want it to have sort of like a stucco feeling to it. But here I am messing around with the bathroom. So this bathroom changes shape eventually. I unfortunately had to get rid of that sink, that beautiful sink. Oh my goodness. Because I didn't end up having enough room in the bedroom to put a single bed. It kept hitting the end of the wall. So I had to cut that down one square and then put the toilet where the sink is. And then they'll just have to use the sink downstairs, I believe, to wash their hands. But this tile work and the tile in that shower, oh my God, like it's beautiful. I don't know. It's going to take me a long time to use something else and do a different style because it is so pretty. But then I'm going to move into the kitchen. It's a little bit different order than I usually do things. But of course I use the cabinets that came with this pack. I use them in that sort of like light wood color that it kind of matches throughout the rest of the build. And then I use the oven and the fridge that we got with this pack that are gorgeous vintage design, and they come in orange, and They're so great. And then I use the copper sink down here that your sim will also have to use to wash their hands. A couple curtains, garbage can, all that basic stuff. Like I said, this is a tiny home, so I didn't go too crazy, and I also didn't put any overhead cabinets in here. I wanted it to seem very open, and I also didn't want to cover up those windows because they're so cute. So, but I put a few clutter items around and about, smoke detector, and here I was trying to fiddle with the overhead cabinets, but it just didn't work for the kind of vibe that I was going for, so I decided against it. Put in a little light fixture, and that's, besides the clutter items, that's pretty much it for this kitchen. I do manage to fit an eating area, like with a little tiny dining table and a couple of wicker chairs under the stairs, which I didn't think would be able to work when I play tested it, but I had 2 Sims eat there and they, it worked out fine. But I got into the debug menu and I found a couple of those fish plaques. I thought the person that lived here, like I said, is a researcher. I imagine that he sort of tries to live off the land as best he can, so I figured he would be a fisherman and that could be a hobby of his. So I get a little bit crazy running through the debug menu, but I also found that little basket sitting there beside the oven, and I've seen a couple of simmers use that basket and combine it with something else to make it look like, there's fruit in there, I think, or, a couple of other things. I decided to combine it with that sort of like incense, like stick. I don't know what they're called, but you put the sticks down in the oils and it sucks them up and it makes your room smell good. I combined it with that. I thought it looked really cute. And then I move on to the living room and I put that couch, like I said, in that orange, and blue pillow swatch, which is so cute. And then I include that chair that I take away from the outside. And then I actually don't put a television in this build. I imagine that, like I said, this sim is a researcher, and so I don't believe that he would spend most of his time, like watching television. I imagine he's out exploring the jungle and he comes home and reads, and I do give him a tablet. I don't give him a computer either. I give him a tablet just to save room because I couldn't figure out a place to put a computer desk, but I think it works fine. I think it works for this amount of space that I've got, but put in that little end table that also came with Jungle Adventure and that cute lamp and that orange watch. Everything in this house is orange, but I mean, I think it works. I think it looks really good. And then I put that bookshelf in. I don't remember if I end up keeping it. I think I do. Yes, I do end up keeping that bookshelf. Put a couple of plants in the corner. And then I will put a rug in the center here. I go with, there we go, that's the swatch that I go with the blue kind of accent tones in there, the kind of jade turquoise. And then it took me ages to find a coffee table that I thought worked. This one does an alright job. It's not a perfect match by any means, but it's not terrible. And then, like I said, going through the debug menu a little bit more, just trying to find some clutter items that are going to work. I put those leather bound books on there. I imagine they're sort of like, ancient text from, the peoples that lived here long ago that he's trying to read. And I put a journal in there for him to keep, and and there we go, in the tablet. And I think that's pretty much it. This is when I decided to swap out those chairs, and I end up going with those right there that also came with Jungle Adventure. They're just a little bit more outdoor friendly, and they also came in that swatch like with the brown seat, which I thought matched pretty well. But yeah, I do put a couple of pictures in here. There's that little dining table. I don't know that I mentioned me putting it in. And I will move on to the bedroom, which is my last room in this home. And I kept this bedroom really simple. You're going to see me mess around with the bed. I could not get it to fit and have your sim be able to walk around it. So I had to make the tough decision to get rid of that beautiful sink. I was going to extend the bedroom, but no, that did not look right. But I used the swatch of that bed with the orange and blue to match everything else, which it does so perfectly. And I moved the robe outside. And that's pretty much it for this room, besides me placing the dresser. And then I try to combine a mirror in there, and it doesn't work. It didn't fit with there not being a wall right there. It just didn't really work with the vibe I was going for. But I give an end table and that same lamp from downstairs, and I move that I move that mirror over there. I think I might swap it out for another one from what I remember. And of course I use that map painting right there. I figured this is the perfect sim to use this for. Yeah, I do swap that mirror out. I can't remember if I give them another one. I might not. I can't remember. I don't think it do, actually. I think I just kind of put a little bit of clutter items on top of the dresser, and then I think I put a rug in the room, and then I think that's about it for this speed build, actually. So again, I really, really appreciate you all taking the time to watch my videos. It really means a lot to me. I also have my goal of 15 subscribers by the end of this week. I'm at 14 right now. I am so close. So if you all could like and subscribe to this, to my channel, that would be amazing. I really appreciate you all watching. You all have just been so wonderful and so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. So thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.